Hello everybody, welcome back to Back Out of the Case. This is Skyflight 44, aka Sect 44. And today I'm going to be playing some more Lord of the Rings Third Age. This will be the final video for now until Audacity screws up on me again. That I will be doing post-commentary. So next part we're actually going to be going in depth with our skills because I really haven't been talking about those at all. Today we're going to be doing the evil mode for the East Demnic Gullies, and we're also going to be going on to Rohan. This is when the game starts to pick up on difficulty. Trust me. Now, the East Demnic Gullies, I was actually a bit wrong, in which I was talking all of the actual battles I was talking about happen. But the Warg and the Uruk-hai battle are switched. The Uruk-hai battle is the second one, and the Warg battle is the third one you actually have to do here. This isn't a good fight. You have even less actual units than the original. The original time. There's 3 orc bows and 2 Uruk captains. The thing about it is, you're going to want to go straight after that elf there. He has a lot of health, but he can attack everybody with Arrow Storm. Kill him off. Don't bother with damaging shield just yet. Just go straight after him. Do as much damage as possible. Oh, Labor Fury. Look! The Orc Bow's almost dead. Those things had twice as much health when we were facing them. And they're absolutely... They have no health. Look at those orc bows. Oh, yep. That's one orc bow dead. Another one nearly dead. The orc captain with 600 health. And another with over half of his health. A little bit more than half of his health. Kill off that elf. At the same time, it's not a bad idea to just go and try killing off the Elagast. The Uruk captains will do quite a lot of damage. I mean, look at that. One shot, Elagast dead. Yeah. They do kind of do a bit more damage than the, well, how we were actually fighting them. Anyway. But that doesn't really mean too much. If you can actually kill off that elf captain, that's it. But look at it. One of those arrow storms nearly killed off a full health orc bow. If that could take out 2 of them, then the game would be very hard. Unless you got a couple of hits in. Don't do damaging shield. I'll just tell you that. Don't do damaging shield. Leave Barithor for last, because he can't do a damn thing. Second fight. If they get a Mountain Rage off first, Exthelian Wrath, hell, even a Bloodborne Fury or an Elven Rage, 2 of them on one character is going to take them out. You do not have a... You don't really have any kind of real... if you had like an Uruk sword here, you could stagger them, you could stun them. But you can't do that here. It's... Ooh, lucky. Ooh, missed, even luckier. If you're really... Oh, that's even luckier. Stand fast, too. If they were actually going and just trying to go and kill you off immediately, we would have some problems. But doesn't seem like that's going to be true. Oh yeah, crippling smash too. Granted, that's never really all that good, but they're using skills that really don't do too much to us. But if they do get their multi-hit moves off, specifically Barithor or Hadhad, one of your guys goes down, it's not going to be as easy because Idril can and will heal. As I find out here, she will actually heal everybody else. So if you only have 2 of them going against 3, this can be quite a difficult match. And the thing about it is, if you fail here, you have to do the first one again. Oh, if that was an Exelian Wrath, that would have been dead veteran. You can definitely tell that this isn't a good, this fight can go south. It's not something that you should just blow off. But the next one is definitely the one in which you can die multiple times. Because I went into that, I went into the next match knowing full well what was going to happen with strategies in mind. And you should have seen the amount of room for error you have. Thing is, Elagos can do a shitload of damage. Actually, all of them can do a shitload of damage to the wall. Look, he's already down 30% of his health. Well, that's just a little estimate, but that looks like 30% of health to me. You have Stunning Bite. Immediately stun whoever didn't get a hit in. Now, I believe you can actually might be able to take out Elagos with a good strike. I believe Elagos probably weak to pierce. More so than slashing and blunt, so... The Stunning Bite is technically a pierce move. The double clawing and all the other clawings are all, I believe, just regular slash type moves. So, there is strategy to this. You're going to want to stun anybody. And it's just... You want to make sure that you get your turns in. Like, right here, I would immediately want to go and kill off Hadhad. He can do a shitload of damage. I've said that how many times? And just taking him out is going to be easiest. You don't want Elagos to actually... You don't want to stun Elagos just because... I mean, look at him. Oh, well, you didn't want to stun Elagos originally because he can just continue to do Draining Shot. But Stunning Bite, once you get off from Hadhad, you can go straight for Elagos with it. It might be able to kill him. If not, well, then it's good. But look, if Berethor did an Exelian Wrath right there, the old warg could have died. But once you stunned him, that's about it. Game over. It's not... It's... If you're... A lot of these fights will be based on whether your opponent can get multi-hit moves off or not. That's not a problem with the regular game because they don't have multi-hit moves. It's more of what kind of status effects they might actually be able to use on you. And that's the problem with Evil Mode. They have multi-hit attacks. If they don't, if they use a regular attack, they might just do a little bit of damage, something manageable. But if they do one of the best multi-hit moves they have, like Durin's Wrath, I believe that's 2 hits and a stun, and something else like a Exelian Wrath, which is 3 hits, that can screw you over. Trust me, that will screw you over. But let's just say we got some polished stealth stones of blunt defense, of pierce defense, slash defense. Save them all. Don't even put them on anybody. Maybe the blunt defense you can put on other people. But the next character we have, you need to have that polished stealth stone of you're gonna need the polished stealth stone of slash defense, or slashing defense and piercing defense. Just because you need the actual slash one to be normal. She's really weak to that shit. Now, look at these orcs. We're going to be switching over to Elagos to prove a point. Let's go to examine. 7,500 health. These guys had, like, what, 3,000? A little bit less than 3,000 health? Yeah, critical hit. 1,000 damage. Right there. They can do about like 600 damage to Berethor Idril, probably. Those are just the regular swords. Not to mention, that's 1,000 damage for each hit. That guy has over about like what 8,000 health. Rage of Saruman. Oh shit. You're going to be using Idril a lot here. You're going to be using it quite a bit. Good thing though, Arrows of Sleep still works. Maybe not for everything, but right now it still works. We pumped into this guy actually 8,000 damage. And he gets 2 Murder of Crows off. Close to death. Remember when I told you this was going to be a difficulty spike? These are the weak-ass orcs. These are not getting to the Urukai we're going to be facing later. These aren't even veterans. Help you. I would so want to help you. But I don't think I would ever be able to really help you in this kind of situation. Sometimes the actual enemies just get lucky strikes. Sometimes you can be overwhelmed. But at least know this. I pray to anybody that tries doing this on hard the very first chance they get. This game's not easy on hard when it gets to the 5th chapter and the 6th chapter. Especially the 5th one, because you get a little bit stronger by the 6th chapter and you have 6 different heroes you have. But trust me, the veterans, I still have that shadow attack, which can do quite a bit of damage. Not to mention, they also have orc pincers, which is a piercing attack. And some of the actual people you have are weak to that. There's also the fact that Urukai are coming back. The wild men are going to be coming back. There is one fight where it's one of those circle around fights, and what you're facing off against wargs and orcs, it's absolutely brutal. I have a survival rate of like 30%. If I try going there the earliest as possible. You go the other way, get a little bit stronger, and you might raise that up a bit. But if that fight catches you off guard, you're basically boned. But Sleep Volley right here is going to be so amazing. Elgast is going to be quite useful. And trying to just put status effects on all of your opponents. At the same time, you're going to be wanting to use Idril for a lot of your actual power. Loud Water Fury is going to be quite useful. Hadhod, Mountain Rage, if you need that, use it. I mean, not Mountain Rage. Mountain Shield. If you need to use it, use it. You should have a lot of AP by now if you're actually doing this right. Use it, and one of the big things about the game, in each and every single battle, switch all of the characters around. Don't just use the same 3 characters. Switch them out when they're low on AP.
Hurry! A warrior is trapped here!
Okay, look at this fight. We have our 5th party member, Morwen. First of all, if you ever played Battle for Middle-earth 2, you should know that a lot of these actual character names are actually some of the creator hero characters in that game. The basic ones. But, yeah, let's just say this isn't going to be fun. Morwen has a couple of things wrong with her. It's mainly, Morwen is not a bad character. Morwen is given shit equipment early on and was put in the wrong chapter. Not thematically, but the difficulty spike and the fact that she's technically a weak character is very, very bad. That orc pincer attack will nearly kill off Morwen. She's really susceptible to slashing attacks. Piercing attacks, quite a bit too. The only thing she has is blunt attacks. You don't really have to use that Elfstone of, or polished Elfstone of blunt defense, but oh, help! You're gonna need so much help if you try and use her without putting some polished Elfstones of pierce, the pierce defense, the slash defense, and especially armor ones. Her health's low, her defenses are low, and her resistances are low. Not to mention, she doesn't have any spirit attacks, from what I remember. And the only really good thing about it is the fact that she's fast. And technically, every single hit she has, when she attacks multiple times. Every single attack will be 2. Unless it's specifically one, like an ability that does 1 attack. Like I believe Rage of the Maiden. It's pretty much, she does, for a regular attack 2, she can do one with 4, and she can do another. Her last one actually is a 6 attack, a 6 hit attack. And this is also the other problem. Her weapons are generally the weakest because she attacks multiple times all the time. The big thing about Morwen, though, that can make her really good. Oh shit, I told you, nearly killed her. The big thing about Morwen is the fact that she's the exact opposite of Hadhod when it comes to physical attacks. If she actually... Hadhod has really high attack power, doesn't hit that many times. Every single attack that Hadhod misses is a lot of damage gone. But at the same time, Hadhod really doesn't gain any more power, or it doesn't gain a lot more power or damage when he actually gains a little bit more damage output or a little bit more strength. Morwen, on the other hand, but she actually has quite a lot of actual, she attacks so many times, any bit more damage output, or any more actual, what was it called, strength given to her, which she could actually steal from enemies too. She can actually steal strength. She'll gain a huge damage increase. Oh yeah, this doesn't look good. I probably should have went down to Hadhod, did Flaming Fury, but Exelian Wrath actually got me through. There's a lot of things wrong with Morwen. There's also a lot of good things you can do with Morwen. But she might be a character you might not want to actually use. Out of all the characters, definitely the worst.
I can only kill them once.
Is this your village?
It was. Most are dead. Many of my friends and family have fled this place. Where are they bound? I know not. Perhaps the ford? And south to Edoras.
That is our road.
Then you may join me. I must find them. What do you carry that makes you worthy? Wrath. Ruin. A few trinkets. That is all that remains of my life here.
Yeah. Morwen doesn't have a lot of armor. Trust me, she doesn't. She doesn't get a lot of armor either. She can, I really wish she actually had that helm originally. Because she starts out with like 59 armor. Remember how Idriel in basically like the first chapter, then going in the second chapter, she had like 120 armor value? Yeah, Morwen's not getting that until the 6th chapter. By then, most of the characters have, like, Idriel is going to have over 200, Berethor's probably going to have over 200, Hadhod's going to have over 200, and she's barely making 120, like, 6, with the polished Elfstone of armor enhancement. Don't worry, by the 7th chapter, she starts getting much, much better. But the hardest chapters... some of the hardest chapters are this chapter and the next one. Mainly because you don't have that armor with some of the characters. You don't have that power, and the enemies do. The 7th chapter, the difficulty goes down because of the enemies don't do as much damage, and you can take them off easily. But that's not what happens here. Morwen, it's not so much that Morwen sucks. She can actually steal, what was it, she can steal skill, she can steal health, she can actually steal quite a bit of things. Dexterity, strength, she can also use, was it, Cloak of the Plains, I believe, which makes her a lot less likely to hit or something. Not to mention, a lot of her actual moves and a lot of her weapons will actually give her the ability to like leave bleeding wounds so that they'll take damage over time. And it's not like the other characters. Some of hers will actually deal a shitload of damage over time, or another one will actually deal more damage as the game goes on, like Toxic in Pokemon. Trust me, she can be good. 6 attacks is amazing. The fact that she can actually go, and to be honest, she's one of the fastest characters in the game. If you actually do Battle Haste, Haste of the Elves on her, she can be pretty good. There's a Elf Stone of Lightcraft that you can actually use. It basically gives you a lot of the powers that Idriel has. Granted, they're not going to be as good as if you were actually using Idriel, because a lot of her passive abilities will actually make them better. But Morwen is an excellent second healer, just because Idriel's kind of slow when she's using her powers. Just because her spirit powers kind of push her back kind of far. But, no, that's generally what happens with spirit powers. But Morwen can get off quite a lot of healing with all of her actual haste that she can actually do. Another good thing about Morwen is the fact that, like Hadhad, she'll actually have, in perfect mode, with one of her passive skills, will actually be able to get critical hits all the time. Which actually makes she's very likely to actually get double criticals too, and triple criticals with some of her skills, I believe. Or some of them at least. Trust me, she can be good. It's just her equipment, and you have to gain some of these skills. The big thing is, if you're not using her, it's kind of like Hadhad's spirit powers. If you're not using them, you're not getting the good shit. You're definitely not going to be getting the good stuff. But if you actually use her quite a bit, she can actually turn out to be quite a good hero. However, trust me, we're going to have the 6th party member is going to be quite a lot more useful. Actually, 6th party member might be the least used in the game, or other than Morwen, or one of the most used. He can do a lot of things, trust me. Also, he's kind of weird in some aspects. Oh well, now we have to go and rally all of Aomer's Rohirrim out here. We have to go and find all these guys around.
Your riders gather near Helm's Deep. Aemir will join you there.
Yeah, I continued a bit more when I did this in my original like live commentary take of this. I went on a bit longer. I cut out quite a lot of content in this one just because after this I kind of went into some random battles, fumbled around. The big thing is there's a remember where we were in the very beginning of this place? There are actually going to be riders over there that we're actually going to have to see and get, but we're not going to be able to actually go and see them just yet. I learned that the hard way. Or not really the hard way, because there's no real repercussions for my actions, but they're not there yet. They're going to be there later. I'm probably going to have to find them in the next part. See ya, everybody.